Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 3. I am Mega400, and in this episode we will start Ripsaw Rage. I'm also going to get through another level, that being Blazing Bazookas, I believe. So Ripsaw Rage, another one of these tree levels, but this time we have a gigantic saw that obviously, chasing us, that obviously doesn't know how to cut trees. You don't cut trees sideways, you cut them, you know, I think you cut them horizontally. I don't know, is there people who cut trees? I'm not a logger, so I wouldn't know. But either way, that's a stupid way to cut tree. Anyway, we have this giant saw chasing us. Now, again, I was talking about the music that was replaced in this, for the Game Boy Advance theme that is very happy-go-lucky. Yeah, it's for every single level. So you have this happy-go-lucky song playing while you're getting chased by a giant saw. You know, that's, I was talking about fitting music. That doesn't fit in any way, shape, or form. It's just a disgrace to things. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. You know, it's a disgrace. The fact that he changed it, yeah, it just annoys me because the fact that he changed it and wasn't even considering the fact that it didn't fit. That's the thing that makes me think about. I keep ranting about it, but it really does drive me crazy because none of the songs in the Game Boy Advance version seem to fit the setting at all. Maybe it's just me again, but you know, it doesn't seem that way. Anyway, enough about that. This level's pretty, you know, straightforward. It can be difficult if you're not fast. I like it though. It's a cool level, cool concept. Again, a lot of people don't like the fact that there's a ton of, you know, I guess, I don't know what you call it, gimmicks or something. I guess gimmick is a fine word to say. You know, but a lot of people don't like the fact that there's always a catch to each level. You know, a certain thing going on. And, you know, I don't mind it. I don't mind it because, you know, it adds something to it. It does have a, you know, Donkey Kong Country 2 had a lot of that too. And the thing with Donkey Kong Country 1 is it was very boring. A lot of the levels were very, you know, similar, and they were kind of bland to an extent. DKC 2 had a lot more, you know, I guess gimmicks. DKC 3 kind of took it a little bit further. But, you know, I don't mind it that much. Anyway, one thing I was thinking about lately is, you know, voice acting. And when I'm thinking about voice acting, I'm saying, is it, you know, should we have more voice acting, you know, more lately? I mean, there are games that do have voice acting, but there's not nearly as many as you would, you know, think there would be. I mean, I guess I keep thinking back, you know, you had Super Mario Sunshine had voice acting, and anyone who's played that game knows that it wasn't that good. I mean, there was some okay voice acting, like it was fully voiced acted. It wasn't like it was just, you know, Mario going woohoo. I mean, Mario was the only character who wasn't fully voiced. I mean, Peach had full voice. It was actually voice acting. And when I say voice acting, again, I don't mean like making sounds or anything. I'm talking about actually, you know, speaking dialogue. And the main problem with the main thing about that was Bowser had a horrible voice, and that it didn't fit him at all. The other voices weren't too bad, but yeah, a lot of people didn't like the Mario Sunshine voice acting. So I guess my thing is, A, do you think that a Mario game should have voice acting again in the future? You know, I wouldn't mind it personally. It wouldn't be a bad thing. I think if they're gonna do it, they gotta pull Bowser's voice off, because that was the thing. His voice was just horrible. Not to mention the fact the whole story of Sunshine. I think that was part of it. You know, if they had like Galaxy, I'm thinking back to Galaxy. They had Bowser just, you know, talking Dino talk, basically, or not Dino, I guess Lizard talk, or you know, and so, you know, he was just basically talking Lizard talk. You know, not really having actual, you know, it wasn't even like fully dialogued anyway. It was just, you know, if they did something like maybe like with, at least with Bowser, everyone else they could have voice and just have Bowser talk like that. Maybe, I don't know. But if they did something like what they did with Minda in Twilight Princess, Minda is technically fully voiced. She just, all of her dialogue is incomprehensible. And here, if you've watched my original LP of this, you'll remember this scene. I pull it off again. Yeah, automatic jumping kitty. Anyway, you can use that technically if you can pull that off. You can use that to get in the barrel. Otherwise, you can use that TNT earlier to hit the bazooka. These guys are bazookas. They will be firing barrels at you, and that's again the main thing of this level. But you need to get square so you can get up here and get the bonus barrel. Oh crap, TNT, because it's TNT. It's done. Okay. yeah, I think if they did something like that with Mario, if they just had, like, maybe, Peach, I don't think if Peach was, you know, I think if Peach was fully voiced and stuff like that, that wouldn't be bad, and they had for, like, you know, Bowser, they just had him, like, you know, fully dinosaur talk stuff, because I think Midna, you know, Midna's felt natural, and the thing about voice acting, though, is, it's not that I don't think it's necessary, but, when you're playing a game and you're just, you know, reading the dialogue, you know, when you have voice acting, it almost immerses you in the game more, I think. You know, like, it just, the instances that you do hear voice acting, it feels more real. Not even just real, again, it immerses you, it makes you feel, like you're a part of the world that the game is displaying. Again, not really like realism, but it's just, you know, it, again, immerses you more into the game. As opposed to just reading dialogue. And even if they just had, like, you know, Galaxy had voice acting to an extent, but it wasn't like Midna. I think if they did something like Midna for that, that might work. Because, you know, I think that, I like that, personally. You had, you know, Midna had no, you know, understandable dialogue. Her dialogue was all, just gibberish, for the most part. I don't think there was any, you know, actual language there. But it, you know, it sounded, it made her, you know, it didn't seem like it was odd or, you know, out of place that she was the only character who was fully voiced. It would be nice if more of the characters were voiced, but it didn't seem like she was fully voiced. But, you know, it felt like you were, I guess you felt more, into her character, I guess, because she had, a voice. I guess the thing is, you know, characters get, I'd almost say you get more attached to them when they have voices. That's not 100% true. But I'm wondering if, you know, then again, Mario never really has that big a story, so would voice acting really be that big a deal? Would it really change the gameplay? I don't know, but, you know, it's an interesting thing, because I think voice acting I really do, admire voice actors. I really wish I could, you know, I'm not talking about actors who just, you know, voice characters. I'm talking about voice actors, ones who can actually, you know, change their voice. You know, I'm jealous of that, because I would, you know, a voice actor can play multiple characters, even have conversations with themselves. That's how amazing they can, voice actors can be. You know, and the thing is with voice acting is, again, with games, I think it immerses you more into the game. It makes you more into the characters. I don't know if that's always true. I don't know if that's a necessary thing. But I'm wondering if we had more games that had voice acting. Again, there are quite a few, but, you know, I'm thinking more along the lines of, like, you know, again, should we have a fully voiced Zelda game? Not like the CDI games, but that wasn't really, well, it was horrible. It was fully voiced for the most part. But, you know, should we have a fully voiced Zelda game? Should we, I mean, Metroid for the most part, I think Metroid is almost fully voiced, I think, or pretty close to having voice acting. You know, should something go like that with more of the, Nintendo series? I don't know. Again, I guess it depends on the series, too. I don't know necessarily that Mario needs voice acting. It'd be interesting to see if another, voiced act Mario game. I don't know, I'm thinking Zelda would benefit from, you know, even something like, you know, Banjo-Tooie, but just not as annoying, with the voices or something, because even that, you know, that almost made you more immersed in the characters, too, you know? And that's the thing, is Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie they really did immerse you. They didn't have a really, complicated story, but it really did immerse you for what it was. But anyway, out of time, reminding you of chocolate, blah.